Okay, so I recorded this once already, but because the replay system is so janky, it failed completely. But that's probably for the best, because I can just give you the crib notes now. I mean, you probably didn't want to watch the 30-minute version. I'll try and give you the 5-minute version. In short, your open is really good. It's actually for your level, really impressive. You travel, your routes are like really clean and you know, efficient. Like you go from buff to buff to buff to buff to buff to gank back to a buff. Why am I saying buff? You go from camp to camp intelligently. You know, you took this smartly. You ganked, came back. You know, you made good use of opportunities. Generally did a really good job. The one thing I would change though, the biggest mistake you make with that clear is the fact that your enemy is a Mumu. I mean, like, just look at this. Like, just look at this. You don't even have to do anything. You just show up and look at him and he dies, right? Mumu is the, like, pretty much the weakest jungler in the game. Well, that's not true. But, like, of junglers that are junglers, he's definitely one of the weakest, one of the most vulnerable. And you can see here, like, he's got his Q. Oh, no, okay, so he doesn't take his Q. Of course he doesn't. But, like, he can't do any damage to you. And he just can't get away. I mean, you just show up and you murder him, okay? So, like, this is really smart. Like, going from your buff to this buff and taking it, and the route you take is all really good, and would be great against, like, a Lee Sin, even though Lee Sin wouldn't start on this side. But, like, this is really good, but it would have been much better if you'd come and killed Mumu. You could have come to your buff, kill him, take his buff, and then, maybe even gank Ari. Like, that would have been, like, that's, like, the dream. Gank Ari, come in here and steal his red, or kill him doing his red, and like that's it. You've finished a Mumu for the entire game. And it's also really important to come and like if you come in. I mean, this is silver for one, so if you come in and invade him, not that you'd be there long enough for that to be a problem anyway. But these two aren't going to come. Like not at silver 4 or wherever you are, or maybe Ari was gold or something. Whatever. Like. He's gonna die, he's not gonna get any help, and he's gonna rage his brain out, and that's like pretty much exactly what you want to exploit at this level. Just come in and murder everyone. You know, like this is good, but it could have been much better. Like if you could have killed a Mumu again and again and again and again, and taken his buff again and again and again and again and again, that would have been really powerful. Where you fuck up for the rest of the game, your major fuck up in this game, I was expecting you to not go for objectives well and not split push well, and you don't really do that. But in this game, just because of the way it goes, the lanes were always pushed really, and you didn't have heaps of opportunities to sort of play the map. You do some stuff like you fail to take some turrets when you should, and you do some other stuff, but that's not your problem. Your biggest issue, which I think we'll be seeing shortly. Have you died yet? No. Your biggest issue is you make plays that make no sense. Like you outplay yourself constantly. See, like here. Is this it? Oh no, not this one. You fuck up later. With Gangplank. You make dives that you shouldn't make. You go for kills that you have no business making. You take risks that are nonsense. And it puts you really behind. By the end of this game, right, you, like, one sec. My dog knows how to open the door. By the end of this game, you die like 9 times or something, and that's like 2,000 gold, can I add? What's the, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's like 2.5 grand that you give the enemy that you don't need to, and like every death that you make is like so unnecessary. Like right here is a pretty good example. It's not the worst one, but it's you absolutely overplaying your hand. See, oh, I've got back too far now. Like you need to know when to quit, certainly. See, okay, so like here, like you don't have any, like you just threw your knife, your shiv or whatever. You don't have your slow. He drops a barrel down. And you just walk into it. Like, what do you think he's going to do? Like, totally go for that, and like, you eat shit that you didn't need to eat. Like, you were fine. You didn't really have any way to stop him. And, you know, it would, like, he was on, like, no health at all. Renekton's got heaps of lifesteal. Like this lane, like Renekton, worst case scenario, was going to be able to push to tower and back, you know, after being forced to his tower. Like, you gave him heaps of breathing room and fucked up their biggest threat. But instead, you just went and fed because you were, you know, tried to do something that you weren't actually capable of doing. And then you follow that up by doing the same thing to Ahri in a sec. The other thing is, their team gets 3 dragons. Their team gets 3 or 4 dragons. And the reason, I mean, you don't, you, I don't know, maybe you didn't really have much opportunity, but that was another one. Your team gets 3 dragons because of shit like this, because you die, and then they just waltz up and take it. Like, I don't think that happens now, but there are heaps of opportunities where your team controls the map, like, the whole game, you know? I'm using my hand to gesture, which makes no sense. Like, your team, like, is in control of this, of the river all game, and could be warding, and could have great vision, and could be in control of all of these, and definitely should be in control of Dragon, and you're not, in part, because you just keep dying. Like, okay, again, just going back to fuck's sake. This is interesting. Is this still recording? I hope so. I mean, you know, because it'd be funny, is the only reason I care. Yeah, so the replay system, because they're not controlled, because they're like, you know, half done by Riot, and then like third-party people try and pick up the slack, they're buggy as shit. They crash all the time. The pause button breaks, and you can't go backwards. Often it's what killed my first run at this. Let's give it a sec. And then the other issue is, of course, like the replay isn't fully loaded when you load in, so you got to wait for it to like digest. So you can never just jump back to where you were, and then of course you do, and the game crashes again. All right. So what we were saying, you die a lot. You die way too much. You have 9 deaths, and I'm not too sure if there were too many that that had to happen at all. Like you could have easily done this whole, cause like, I mean, they got heaps of CC. One thing, like one thing about Shaco, like I can't tell you much about Shaco because I don't play him. But one thing about playing any assassin is waiting for the enemy team to blow their, you know, their crowd control, especially their hard CC, like Amumu's ult, and especially Malzahar's, his ult, like he's just gonna duel anyone. And who else? And Ahri's charm. Like, you want all that stuff to be blown before you go in, and you definitely don't want to go in first into anything. Like, unless you can get a pick. But I think with Shaco, you have to be pretty damn fed and have a box ready. Yeah, like, so many situations you go in, get locked down, just evaporate. It's really unnecessary. You really should have killed a Mumu. It's had, you know, such a fantastic opportunity to do it. Also, vision is a thing. You need to buy pinks and use them. I said this last time, but I guess you didn't see it because that file's gone. But a pink here, super strong, and like no one ever sees it. And it sees red buff, and it sees this intersection. It's so good. And a pink here is really good too. It sees this here, like when you're blue side. This pink's really strong because it watches this whole intersection. People use it all the time. One over here is pretty good too. This is less used, but red buff's really important. And, you know, top lane comes through here a lot. The equivalent over here doesn't get used very often. People don't use this intersection very often. Though it will be here forever. You can put a pink in here to compensate because this, you know, most people come through here, but it'll die pretty quickly. I like to... Warding here is really strong, just a regular ward there. You overcommit and die. Alright. Alright, see, and here, see, okay, so... Like, I know you want to come down and kill them, right? And like, Jinx has got no mana, but she's on full health. You don't have vision of a Mumu. You don't have vision of Malzahar. You're not that fed. You know, you really just you see, like, you're trying to make a big play, and you don't have all the information against two giant CC targets. Like, Malzahar is one of the best duelists in the game, for one, but just in general, that was really silly. What you could have been doing, like, meanwhile this is up, you know, and you could have been in here warding. You could have been killing a Mumu by himself in his own jungle. You could have been setting up for dragon. See, now they get dragon because you messed up. I think they get dragon, they probably get dragon. But I don't know why Mumu is attempting to... Can Mumu do a dragon by himself? Apparently he's doing alright. You know, like, that was just a really silly play that you didn't need to make. That was gold you gave the team, and that was like, they got a dragon and a kill out of that. It really didn't need to happen. Like, I know you play Shaco because he's fun, but you have to accept that you have to make plays that you're capable of making. You have to make decisions that make sense. I mean, if you really want to go ham and do wild shit, you know, save that for normals. But if you want to progress in ranked games, you've got to be conservative. You've got to play the objective game. You've got to play the team-based game. Again, this is a great opportunity to pink this. I think he died at Ari now. Or maybe not. That are in now. Like, you do a good job, like, harassing all the things. Okay, so like this, your ult's down. You don't. Why is your smite yellow? Is that like a artifact? Okay, so you got blue smite, but you don't have that much burst. You don't have any boxes out or anything, and like, you know, I don't know enough about Shaco, but I don't think you can do that much damage. This is Ari, you know, has a fantastic hard CC that draws you into the turret, and you're a melee character, and you don't have your clone, so she's going to hit it. So you have to have a plan here. Deceive. And your deceive is down, so you know you're not escaping, and like, you know, like, you are lucky to get out of that. I mean, you know, like, but instead of doing something useful with your time, like getting over here or warding, you've taken a heap of damage on a character that was backing anyway, and now you can't. Like, see, like, Gangplank's waiting to get fucked on, and you, like, can't do anything about it because you just took that completely useless dive that was, like, always going to go the way it went, really. That was the right decision. Oh, fuck off! Close. When I did the first one, I got through the whole, like, 35 minutes without it fucking up. It just fucked up at the end when I wanted to. Go back. Should have kept talking, apparently. That's the solution. Maybe I could just stop it because I probably said everything that's worth saying. But in this game, your big problem, as I've said, is just dying unnecessarily. He's making bad plays. And is not. And a thing he could have done better is kill a Mumu. There's also one moment, maybe I rushed past it, but I mean, the whole team does it because this is silver, but there's an opportunity when you should be attacking a turret, like the whole team, like you kill like 3 of their members, and your team's going for middle, you know, going for this turret, and you fuck off to attack Malzahar over here with no vision. Vision is so important, like, especially when you want to be an assassin, and you, like, the key to making picks is having vision, because you want to know what you're getting yourself into, you know, like, if you like, there's no point chasing a Malzahar into the fog. I mean, never chase anyone into fog. It's so ridiculous. But you know, going after characters and like you don't know what's going to come and defend them or where they go. Like you're just going to waste time. Vision is so important. And making smart plays. Because like your jungling's really good. You're like a really good jungler. You're like a shit assassin. You're, which I think is really probably the correct way to put this. So how about those sports, huh? You also do a pretty shit job of getting scuttle crabs. Before dragon comes up, you should get scuttle crab. About like a minute before dragon comes up, you should call it, and you should come get scuttle crab. And you should ward here. You want to ward here, and ward here is good. Ward here is good. Ward here is okay. Unnecessary. It's unnecessary if you've got this one and this one, and a ward here is pretty good too. And then you take dragon, pull it out of the pit if you can. Like dragon's not that strong anymore. Towers are stronger than dragon, but dragon's still good. And Rift Herald's not bad, though this game you are never going to get Rift Herald because Renekton was pushed up all game and this lane was pretty even. You definitely should be on Amumu's dick all the time. Also, a couple of moments you stop and you're not doing anything. Is that when you're typing? Like, if you're typing to your team, just leave it. Don't fucking do it. Like, the only thing you should ever be saying is like dragon 1 minute. Let's do dragon. Let's do Baron now. Great time to do Baron. We should do Baron. Let's take this tower. Do a tower, or telling someone to push top. Although don't say that kind of. Don't tell people to split if you don't really know what you're talking about. Like that's all you should be saying in chat. If you're saying like anything else about what, like if you're criticizing what people are doing or you're responding to shit people have said about you, it's like that's just gonna lose your games. It's just gonna distract you and get you mad and tilt people and like waste time. Like get caught typing or just standing around typing is a huge waste of time. Like just never do it. Never respond, even when other people are being assholes. And okay, so we're sort of back to where we were. Renekton gets dicked on. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Here you come. Is this still? I hope they're still recording. It's gonna be ridiculous if it isn't. Yeah. Like, what's he gonna do? And then, like, I don't know what you're doing. Standing around, not doing anything. I mean, you know where Amumu is. You could go chase him and kill him. Although maybe at this stage he might be out of your hands. He's got some items on him. Yeah, this is probably the correct play. Gangplank's overextended, though. He's pretty tricky, pretty slippery guy. Yeah, decent. Now you wanna... I don't know, like, in this stage, you don't... Okay, what you don't want to do is this. I mean, like, creeps and stuff are really good, but you want to sort of, like, Gangplank's dead, so you want to capitalize on that by, like, either pushing this up, or you want to come down and deal with this. And, like, you sort of... So, like, in this moment where your presence on the map was really important, you went and took Krugs, which was a waste. Like, even at, like... coming down and taking Raptors would have been so much more useful, because that buff is so much stronger, and puts you closer to the action to react if you have to down here. Like, Krugs are just, like, just gold. Like, you think... You really, like, wasted a lot of opportunities by chasing that. Alright, so yeah, this is the tower that you fuck up on. See, so like, no one... You have, like, you do all this AD damage, you're not doing anything over here, you're fucking... chasing ghosts. So you see, like, the two of you do it, but it's just like so dumb. Like, you don't see, like, Ari shows and you have to leave. Like, it was a complete waste of time. If you'd had vision, you'd know that you couldn't have done it, or you could have done it. But what you should have been over here, you know, putting your presence on the map. And dragon comes up soon? Okay, and like dragon comes up soon, so you want... And then you do this. Like exactly what Malzahar is always going to do to you. Like, just as dragon comes up, you've died. Your jungler is dead. And you don't have Rift Scuttler, you don't have vision here, and they're just going to come up and get it for free. And, you know, that was in part because you made a terrible decision there. You didn't pressure what you could have pressured. You neither pressured the objective or set up for the next one. Both of which were, like, directly your responsibility. I mean, like, I could go on and on and on about the weird things Morgana does this game, or the MF, who never groups and constantly splits and just gets caught all game, but you make loads of decisions by yourself, which is what I was saying with the, you know, when you said the diamond player said that your teammates fucked up. Like, your teammates fuck up, and it's like, you have to work around it, but there's always, like, unless you're a fucking challenger, there's always stuff that you can do to do better, and, you know, the enemy team is always going to have as many fuck-ups as you do. Like, so it's always you. It's like, what you do is always what's important. It's like, do not give a shit about what your teammates are or aren't doing, really. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, because I'm sick of this fucking up constantly. I hope I gave you some good information. If you have any questions, just reply to me. That should be all. Come on. Let me stop the